What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed that little edit thing. It is different for me to start a video off like that, but hopefully it captured your attention if you are into that type of stuff. So check out my other videos if you are. Today I weighed in at 168 pounds, 2 pounds less than my full day of eating, and I'm gonna have my smoothie now straight after the gym. I'm gonna pop the macros up on screen now because health, and you guys like that kind of stuff, and then we're gonna head out for the walk. So I'm gonna take you along with us there. So you will have to excuse me. I know I've got a bit of a pedo moustache going. I haven't actually had time to shave today, but we're out going for a walk now and we found like a little spot, so we're doing kind of a photo shoot thing, amateur photo shooting, because we're both like getting used to actually taking photos. But we're on this log here, so you're probably gonna see these on my Instagram. If you're not following already, it's on screen now. Plug. So just kind of utilising the scenery and making the most of being out and about while we're on this cardio walk. Now I said in the last video that I was 14 pounds down. Now I'm 15.5, so I'm still actually not doing any high intensity cardio, which would probably benefit me on my cut, but honestly I just hate it so much that I've just reduced my calories and been doing cardio like this. So we're doing low intensity steady state cardio now, literally just going for a walk in a nice park, because this is so much better than like interval training on a treadmill. For me, that's like absolutely, I hate it honestly. So the one thing I would recommend is, if you are going to do cardio, at least do cardio that you enjoy, because then it's not so much of a hassle doing it if you are looking to lose weight. And of course it wouldn't be a cardio walk without having coffee, so caffeine has been an absolute savior on this cut. I also highly recommend that you take your caffeine intake up, because it will help with your cravings, trust me. And speaking of coffee, we're on our way to pick up a coffee maker now. Me and Josie are getting one for the flat next year, which is one of those exciting things about getting your own place. We can actually start investing in things like coffee machines and toasty makers and just adult stuff. So that's like exciting when you grow up. How sad is that? Also, my reasoning for having that smoothie this morning was because it was like super low fat. Even though it was after the gym, I was keeping my fat really low, because now we're about to have a pizza. Me and Josie are going to catch up with Game of Thrones, and that's going to be tonight's like little session. We're going to have a bottle of wine and just enjoy ourselves, because you want to treat yourself if you're on a cut, especially if your body is like feeling down all the time. This is the type of thing which will bring you up a little bit and just get all that in nice. So we're having half a pizza now. This is a Goodfellas one. No, by no means is this actually healthy, but I accounted for it earlier on in the day, so I'm going to enjoy this now and watch Game of Thrones. Okay, just a little update. Game of Thrones was amazing. My moustache is still growing, and a lot of you have been asking how I'm editing these videos, so that's what I'm going to show you next. Okay, so this is Sony Vegas. This is the program I actually use to edit all of my stuff. As you can see, it can get like super messy. In fact, I have a better idea for this. I'm gonna grab a screen capture software for you guys now and actually show you better on there, because it'll come out better quality. The camera's not picking it up as well as I'd like it to. I'm not actually gonna show you how to edit, because I'm not the best of it by any means, but I'm gonna give you a very, very brief overview if you are interested in how I actually go about doing this stuff, because I know a lot of people who actually watch my channel are content creators themselves, and they might want to pick something up from me, I don't know. So this is Sony Vegas. This is the program I use, which a lot of you ask me. I don't use Final Cut Pro, mainly because I don't have a Mac. I'd love to be able to use Final Cut Pro, because apparently it's a brilliant program, but we're just making do with what is actually available on Windows. We are edited all the way up until the point you've just seen. So this was me saying I'm going to grab a screen capture device, and these are all individual clips. How I actually sync up the clips
this is probably a good place to show you because it was like synced to the beat. I like to pick a song where on the audio track it's like very, very obvious where the beats are. So in this you can see I basically click M and use markers on every single beat, and then they'll work out kind of something like beat, 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 longer, longer, and then longer again, playing straight through. And as you can see, I actually have to use like the draft setting on my visuals, so that's a bit of a nightmare. I'd love to be able to use the auto best, but my laptop simply doesn't run it. That's why editing usually takes so long. And just to give you an idea, that was quite an easy clip to do, but the very start of what you saw, the edit, these are all individual little clips, and look at all the markers there. It can get extremely messy very quickly if you don't use these markers. With regards to color correction and everything, I actually like do my own. I haven't downloaded any packages or anything, so that might be the reason why my videos are slightly different quality to other people's. Basically, I set a color correction to the entire video track and then bring up custom options, play around with these. So I like to put a little bit of blue on because it gives it like a cinematic look. Color curves are generally adjustable on every single clip, so this will like take the blackness out, which is what I like to do normally. So obviously the higher, it'll just look crap. I don't really go above here, so let's reset that. And that's pretty much it, guys. There's no special techniques or anything other than like syncing up to the music, so that is the hardest part. But after you've done it a few times, it gets very repetitive and it gets a lot easier over time. You learn to recognize where beats are, and then you basically just put your transitions in through the transition tab if you're using Sony Vegas, and I think it's slightly different on Final Cut because I've never used it, but yeah. I'd love for this to be a faster process for me. That is why a computer will be my next big investment, because it will make all of this editing like 10 times easier. I won't need to finish editing 10 seconds and then rendering out a 480p clip just to check everything's synced up, because my laptop doesn't run it, for example. So I know some of that might have been kind of techie stuff if you're not involved in editing or actually doing any creating or on YouTube yourself, so I do apologize if you've just watching for like the fitness stuff, but it is a good way to expand my channel a little bit more. And I'm not gonna do any tutorials on this stuff because I generally don't enjoy doing tutorial videos on stuff like that. I'd much rather just keep my channel to what I love, because then the videos should come across a lot better for you guys. And speaking of things I love, it is time for some food, because it is like 3, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've forgot to eat all day because I've been editing. Not great. This is probably why I suck at bulking, but also, is it weird to be having oats at like 3 in the afternoon? Is it just a breakfast food? Who knows? Anyway, one thing I kind of want to talk about in this video is the title, because obviously I have to address it, and that's just the mindset I had in the gym. Now, for those who aren't familiar with like gym terminology, feeling flat is essentially how do you explain feeling flat? Essentially, I was struggling to get a pump in the gym. At least that's what I thought, because for some reason when I'm cutting, I just feel smaller. I am smaller, like technically, because I've lost quite a lot of weight, but I guess it's that like natural struggle that you are going to lose size and you are going to lose strength. Like, it's just a given. If you lose 14 pounds of weight, or 15 that I'm at now, it's like the likelihood of all of that being fat, and some of it, like, there is going to be a lot of, not a lot, there's going to be a little bit of muscle loss. Like, there's no real way around that, even if you take it slow. But in reality, that's the way I was feeling in the gym. And looking back at the footage, like doing that edit right now, that's probably the best physique I've ever had up until this date. Like, my physique has continually progressed. So feeling like that is literally just a mental thing. And if you've ever done a cut and you feel like that for some reason, maybe you like think about stopping doing the cut and jumping back into a bulk, and then you like start feeling fluffy on a bulk, and that's how you get stuck in that middle ground. So just trust in the process. Don't put up with the mind games, because you are going to get them, especially when you're on the low carbs. Like right now, my carbs are slowly getting lower and lower, and like I'm just mixing up words. I'm just doing like low carb things. If you've ever dieted down, you know exactly what I mean. I'm like going upstairs to get some in, wandering around the room and just coming straight back down. No idea why I went upstairs. So yeah, that's like my little 2 cents on that. The fact that I was feeling flat is just part of the process of like cutting and getting dieted down. It's very easy to look at other physiques, especially in like quite a hardcore gym, which I'm training at now, and what I'm trying to get at is don't compare yourself to anyone else, because that is not a good way to go. Especially, I know women do this, so like try not to. I know it's hard. Realize that everybody is in different stages of their training. Like no one person will be the exact same point. Diet and everything comes into play, and if you've actually stuck around for this long in the video, the one thing I want you to take away is just always focus on yourself. Don't worry about other people. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. If you have stuck around this long, make sure to give it a like. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.